Google probably won't get any credit for major leaps in foldable innovation, but the new Pixel 10 Pro Fold does represent a couple of notable firsts in the folding phone space: IP68 protection and QI PixelSnap charging, which happens to work almost exactly like Apple's MagSafe charging and accessory technology. These are not features that you'd notice at a glance, as Google's latest folding Android phone looks almost exactly like the Pixel 9 Pro Fold. The dimensions are the same, it's still just 5.2mm thick when unfolded, which a year ago was an eye-opening spec, but now, in the face of the 4.2mm thick Galaxy Z Fold 7, it just looks nice and slim. The materials, which include multi-alloy steel, aerospace grade aluminum, and Corning Gorilla Glass Victus 2 are unchanged. This is unquestionably not the same Pixel Fold as last year though. Google has re-engineered the hinge so that it's now gearless and apparently fully sealed, protecting it not just from water incursion but dust. This might be the first foldable that's safe to take to the beach without of a case. The hinge is also incredibly smooth in use. If anything, the magnet holding it closed feels slightly less intense than those on the Galaxy Z Fold 7. And while the 8-inch Super Extra Flex screen is still 8 inches, it's the cover screen that's gotten the more noticeable upgrade. The bezels are now slightly thinner, which makes the Super Extra display larger at 6.4 inches. Interestingly, the Galaxy Z Fold 7's cover screen is at 6.5 inch larger, but side by side the Pixel 10 Pro Fold's cover display is wider, with more pixels, which means the virtual keyboard on the Pixel is more usable. Design-wise, the Pixel 10 Pro Fold maintains the aesthetic appeal of its predecessor, with the folded device being almost indistinguishable from a standard flagship phone, except that one side features curved corners and the hinge side is more squared off. It still feels good in the hand and not heavy, although at 258 grams it's not a lightweight when compared directly to the 215-gram Galaxy Z Fold 7. Initially, the camera array on the back appeared unchanged to my eye, but then I noticed some subtle differences. The lens openings are slightly larger and are surrounded by a thin polished chamfer, which gives the array a slightly more upscale look. Google has also upgraded its logo on the back. It's larger and has a reflective finish. Unfolded, there's virtually no difference between the Pixel 9 Pro Fold and Pixel 10 Pro Fold. Last year, I marveled at how the Pixel Fold 9 could unfold completely flat. This year, I simply expect it, but because of the large camera array, though it still doesn't lie flat on a table, a feature it shares with the Galaxy Z Fold 7. There's still a large-ish punch hole in the 8-inch main display for the 10-megapixel camera, and the bezels are about the same thickness as before. The screen, though, features new materials to help it better withstand impact, although perhaps fortunately I wasn't able to test their effectiveness, as I managed not to drop the phone during my brief hands-on time. Both displays are brighter than ever thanks to their 3000 maximum nits level, which should make the Pixel 10 Pro Fold excellent for outdoor direct sunlight use. I'll let you know when I get the chance to take a review unit outside. The large 8-inch Super Extra Flex display is not only bright, it's sharp, clear, and with a smooth motion. The crease is barely noticeable. It does have a camera punch hole, but I don't imagine that will be very distracting for most activities. It's just a great viewfinder for the camera and also a lovely way to look at the pictures you just took. The triple camera array specs are virtually unchanged from last year. They are 48 megapixel main wide-angle lens, 10.5 megapixel ultra-wide, 10.8 megapixel telephoto. Selfie cameras are 10 megapixel on cover display and 10 megapixel on main display. While the Galaxy Z Fold 7 appears to have the Pixel 10 Pro Fold beat in most aspects, the later phone has the upper hand when it comes to optical zoom. The Galaxy Z Fold 7, much to my dismay, tops out at 3x optical, while the Pixel 10 Pro Fold delivers 5x with at 10.8 megapixel, a slightly higher pixel count. I took some photos with all these cameras and they looked good. Macro capabilities, through the ultrawide are impressive, as were the few shots I managed to grab with the 5x telephoto camera. It's way too soon, however, to tell if they meet or exceed last year's cameras or those of any other folding phone. What I did enjoy was the ability to preview photos on the flexi screen as you are taking them. The 8-inch display can automatically split up into quadrants with the viewfinder display at the top right, the camera controls below that, and the last two photos you took appearing on the left side of the screen. As a new photo comes in, the oldest one is pushed off the screen. Inside the phone is Google's new Tensor G5 chip, which is more AI capable than ever. The chip runs the Gemini Nano model on the phone, meaning the Pixel 10 Pro Fold is capable of supporting multiple generative AI capabilities across speech, information, and imagery. Similar to what I experienced on the Galaxy Z Fold 7, I can now run Gemini Live in full screen mode on the 8-inch display. I turned on the camera and asked Gemini to identify what it saw on the table, which it did with impressive skill. There are other features like camera coach and edit photos with Ask Photos that were not yet enabled on the Pixel 10 Pro Fold phones I tried out, but which I did see in action on a Pixel 10 Pro, and I was impressed with how the coach guides you step by step towards, for instance, a better portrait. It advised me, for example, to switch to portrait mode, how to frame my subject, and even how to use the rule of thirds, and the result was better photos. Another Gemini feature that works locally thanks to the Tensor G5 chip is Live Translate. While it wasn't yet working on the Pixel 10 Pro Fold, I did try it on the Pixel 10 Pro XL, and it is, to be honest, astonishing. I held one phone and spoke in English to a Google rep who was holding a phone on the other side of the room. She was playing the role of a Spanish-only speaker. I talked for a bit in English but could overhear on her and my voice speaking the same phrases in Spanish. It was wild and the closest thing I have seen in mobile technology to the Star Trek Universal Translator. There might be some concerns about what Google is doing with that voice clone, but Google told us it's all on device and not persistent, so there is no accessible record of my Spanish speaking voice.